First, for each result we need to develop a technical data sheet so that we know specifically what that result comprises. There are two different types of results in this methodology. The totalizers, which have other results as components, and the terminals, which have no results as components. The totalizers act as mother accounts in accounting. We cannot record movements or anything there. Why? Because those options are recorded in its terminals, in the components results of those totalizers. So let's make a graphical description of these totalizers and terminals. The same example that we did previously, but this time we will be using red for totalizers and blue for terminals. 0, by definition, is a totalizer. And we had 1, 2, and 3. Remember that 3 didn't have any results as its components, so that's a terminal result. And 1 and 2 had their own components. 1 had 1, 1, 1, 2, and 1, 3. Those are the terminals and are the components of result 1. 2 by itself had 3 results. 2, 1, 2, 2, and 2, 3. 2, 1 is a terminal, the same as 2, 3. But 2, 2 had its components. 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, and 2, 2, 3. So now we go again just to remember the numbers and the levels. Now, why do we develop results tree? Well, because certain phenomena are too complex to be able to be managed easily. So what do? We break down all phenomena into chunks, in this case results, once, twice, as long as we need in order to be able to control. When we get to the point where we have broken down the results sufficiently, then we stop. We don't need to go further down, let's say on to level 8, 9, 10 or 11. God forbid it. Usually when you reach level 5 or 6, you should really take a hard look at what you're doing, because it will be so disaggregated that it will be very complex to manage the whole. So, branches are developed up and only to the level that is required to be able to control. Not all branches reach the same level of disaggregation. Always, when you're adding, add oranges with oranges and apples with apples. You've learned that in primary school. And only the result of the sum is displayed in the totalizer tabs. Now, let's go to the data sheets. Please be very aware that we're talking all the time about results, not activities. Now, about the results, we need to make very clear what we're talking about. So, there are characteristics that the result must comply with, including what is it? What is it for? How do we achieve this? What materials or equipment are required to do it? What people do we need? Who is responsible? When should the result be delivered? What are the resources that we need? If we have at least those questions answered, we will know Now, one thing is that you know, and another thing is that you receive the resources that you need. But next time that they ask you to do something, to perform or to achieve a result, you say, okay, I need this. And if you don't get those resources, well, then how do you want me to deliver these results if you don't give me the resources? So these are the kinds of questions that a project manager needs to be asking when he is asked or tasked with delivering a result. Now, let's go on to the budget cuts. Our lesson will continue in the next video.